Hello, my name is Linda Holland and I'm working as an educational consultant for the Ear Foundation and the National Deaf Children's Society, and I'm here today to tell you about a fantastic resource that's been produced and is available online from the National Deaf Children's Society on memory and learning. The booklet is based on some research completed by Teresina Nunes and some of her colleagues at Oxford University. So let's begin by talking about what is working memory. I'm going to show you a series of pictures. I want you to remember the last word of each picture. So I want you to listen to what I say. There are 5 pictures. I want you to retain the last word, but at the same time, I'm going to ask you if what is represented in the picture is true or false. It's very important that you articulate whether it's true or false, and also that you remember the last word, because I'll be asking you about this later. The children like playing on the swings. This father and daughter are watching television. The girl is wearing red glasses. The children are riding on the bikes. This boy likes rock climbing. We're going to tell you the 5 words now. Swings, television, glasses, bikes, climbing. This is to demonstrate how your working memory works. It's that thing about when you go upstairs for something and you get to the top and you think, what have I come up for? So it's about how good is your working memory. And this resource will tell you how we can improve working memory in deaf children. So working memory is the ability to keep information in mind and use this information to guide behaviour in the absence of external clues. It's the mental workspace that can be used flexibly to support cognitive activities that require both processing and storage. If you think about the activity that you've just done, you had to remember, but you were also doing an activity at the same time. And many activities within the school curriculum make demands on working memory, such as numeracy and literacy. Paul Howard-Jones, a researcher in neuroscience and education, argues that working memory is the big hope for improving brain power. Working memory is the one cognitive process that we appear to be able to enhance. Working memory is the process that allows people to hold and process multiple pieces of information in the mind and has a wide range of implications for people's ability, from composing complex sentences to analysing material. So why do we need to improve working memory? We need it within everyday tasks in the school day. So for example, in numeracy, you need your working memory to help you retain the numbers that you're working with, the computation exercise that you're having to do, and the tasks that's needed to be completed. It's very important that we enhance the working memory so it's working at full capacity. What Teresina and her team did was they looked at the assessments that are used by psychologists, and they were looking at how they could develop these to use with deaf children. We know that working memory increases with age. Deaf children perform significantly less well in working memory tests than hearing children at the same age, as this graph demonstrates. There is more information available within the booklet if you're interested to know more about the research that was completed. So working memory involves 2 types of processes: automatic attention processes and controlled voluntary, which is known as executive control. It's possible that deaf children have a disadvantage in both, so a teaching programme must address both processes. Children with poor working memory forget instructions. They're unable to keep track of where they are in multi-level tasks. If you think about that child who starts writing a sentence and they lose their place, this could be a child who has difficulties with their working memory, and this resource could really help those children. But children with low working memory still need to find ways of managing the task on their own. So what develops in working memory? As I said before, it's the automatic attention, the speed of encoding, and the strategic rehearsal. Speed of encoding is about when you count much more quickly and you do it much more automatically. Strategic rehearsal is a strategy to help you improve your working memory, and you need to be aware that you need to do this. There was previously a belief that it wasn't possible to improve working memory, and there was very little research aimed at changing the working memory. But now there is research to show that working memory can be improved with teaching. The way in which you can do this is by delivering two types of intervention. One is intensive, which is aimed at changing the lower level automatic processes. And the second type is less intensive and aimed at changing the metacognitive processes. Thereby there are two aims, and the aims are to teach the rehearsal strategies and to improve the automatic attention. In the resource which Teresina and her team have developed, they teach the rehearsal strategies through teacher-led games, and they improve the automatic attention through computer games. What they did was they went into schools and completed the research with a large number of hearing children, and they asked for comments as to what they thought about the activities. Some children thought that it was really quite easy and they got distracted. Some children made no effort to rehearse. Some did rehearse but forgot how many items they needed to recall. Some children could recall all the items but didn't have a strategy for keeping them in order. So the team decided to teach them the strategies aimed at helping them to deal with these difficulties. So they looked at each of the things that the children had said. So where they said, "This is easy," they tried to make it harder by adding distractors. Where they made no effort to rehearse, they looked at how to guide the rehearsal. Where they forgot how many items they needed to recall, they decided to show them how to keep track of how many items they needed to recall. Where they didn't have a strategy for keeping items in order, they helped them to use order relevant to the recall strategies. The pictures that we're showing you now are some of the examples of the distractors that are used in the resource. And you'll see, if you're looking at the duck, and to the right there is a line drawing, and it's a sort of similar type of distractor. When you're looking at the games and you see the distractors, you'll see that they become more complex in design, and the idea is that the task becomes a little bit more difficult for the child.